So, measurement. I started working for Twilio with Rob in December 2012, I think that's right. And I fly out to San Francisco, I do a week's worth of very strong training. I come back to London, and then I go out into the field and start doing things. So I guess I'm kind of ready. Now, in January 2013, so about 5 weeks later, I am back in San Francisco for like a big company do. It was lots of fun. And I'd realized by then I'd already started to develop a pattern, which is I kept thinking like, how do we know we're being effective when we're in the field? Now, a bunch of people have already touched on this in different ways, and there are things I'm specifically interested here. I'll try and break this down a little bit as I go through. And when I left Twilio about 2 years later, it was really because one of the things I wanted to do was focus on this offload.co thing, or OK loco. I haven't really figured that out, but you know, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to try and illustrate the problem and look at a few practical things that can be done. So, how many of you here, raise your hands, know how many people are in this room? Like actually how many people in this room? Okay. How many people can guesstimate how many people in this room? Okay. Who doesn't care? And why don't you know how many people are in this room? So it's 80. I counted, plus or minus a few people who tend to come, go to the toilet, things like that. You can't track everybody. But what this tells me is this is my primary reach. I'm on this stage, I can pretty much get the attention of 80 people, except for those of you working on your laptops. Come on, Joe, finish that talk. That's the maximum number of people I can reach. And the aspect of this problem I'm really interested in is connecting my mind to you in some tangible way. So I'm not interested in the secondary stuff. Rob Spector can tell you how hard it is to get me to write a blog post. Those things, Stack Overflow questions, all that kind of stuff, is not really what I'm trying to do with this. What I'm trying to figure out is how it is I can get my primary reach from me to you and track the consequence of me being on this stage saying these things to you doing something with my app. Signing up, whatever, it doesn't matter. So, you know, mind meld. All right, the way I see it, I've got 4 options. I'm going to run through them. There are many other things you can do. These are the sort of ones I think probably make the most sense in the 10 minutes I've got. And what I'm really trying to do is of all of these 4 things, I want to associate that with some account. So whether you have a downloadable database product, whether you have an API product, or lots of API products, whatever it is you do, there's different ways you want to get this, right? But you are trying to figure out those people who have those accounts and those credit cards who are giving you money back to where they came from. So the technical things we can do. Who is on the Wi-Fi? Who knows what its public IP address is? Hey! There we go. Well, did I teach you that or did you teach me that?
I think we arrived to it together.
Okay. So knowing that, right? So if you, especially if you're at a hackathon, like knowing what the public IP address is of all those people who are coming in and signing up, that can help you distinguish the people who sign up at the event versus the people who just happen to sign up because you did a good blog post that day or something else. So that's really useful. It's a percentage, you can tag it, it's not foolproof. None of these things are foolproof. Personal connections. Now, this is obviously the thing that we all do best. Like Phil just said, it's the relations. It's going out and having those individuals. You can go and talk to people. I have talked to a bunch of you, spoke earlier. And that's great, but when you're at a conference, you're on stage, you know, if there are 500 people there, then you've got to be pretty determined to go and talk to all of them. It's doable, but it's crazy. I'm a bit facially blind, so I can't always recognize people as well. Nightmare. Anyway, so it's a good trick, certainly for things like hackathons, drink ups. I actually used to use stickers that I would leave on people's desks so I knew I'd been and spoken to everyone at the hackathon, and if I ran out of business cards, I'd just write my email address on the back of the sticker, because, you know, again, just keep making those connections and hopefully get something back from them. Then there's the financial ones. So I didn't know about John Sheehan talking about promo codes. I do think they work. I think they work in a big way. Cristiano, you and I have had this conversation several times. Like every time you demo PayPal and Braintree, please give someone in the audience money, preferably me, and about 500k. Perfect. Real money. I'm getting a look now. So giving out money, giving out something, giving people a free thing is a great way to get them to engage. But you've got to be able to track them. I've been given a lot of promo codes by a lot of different companies, and I can only think of one company that's given me an individually trackable promo code. Anybody want to guess who it is? They're topical. It's Evernote. I think they just laid off a bunch of people, and there was an article a little while ago saying how the first dead unicorn. So, you know, this is not a guarantee of success. But it's a good product. But you don't necessarily need to be one-to-one tracked. If you're giving out promo codes, you just need to be able to isolate them back down to an event. My friend Sid Lawrence always used to use a promo code that was something like Sid loves cats, and it's the same one every time. So, you just got to be able to track this down. And again, you need to be able to go and get it back off the customer's account. Okay, so product demos. Some of you this is like fantastic for, some of you this is very hard for. If you have a web application server that people can go to your website and download, then doing a demo of it isn't necessarily going to get you anywhere. But quite a lot of you do interactive demos. I mean, the Twilio demo is the one hopefully everybody will know. Weirdly, I can still do it off the top of my head. It's strange. But that's where you have an interaction with the audience and everyone sends you a text message and you get their telephone numbers. So that's something to hang on to. SendGrid do demos where Steve Buscemi-eyed, I think that's your demo room. And everybody is sending you an email address. You've got their email addresses, so that's dead easy to tie back into accounts. So again, all this stuff, you can just keep tying it back in, figure out what demo, where did we do it, who was it, what did they sign up, what kind of customer did they become. And PayPal, Christian, I think you give out a lottery of free money. Or do you still do that? Yeah. Right. Okay, so big caveat. Don't be weird, don't be creepy. It's very strange, I think, right now. Everybody, not developers, but everybody doesn't like the idea they are being tracked all over the internet. I mean, like, there's search engines like DuckDuckGo where you get tracked for things. There's, everybody's learning how to turn off tracking. But on the other hand, hey, we all take our customer data and we all put it into Salesforce, we all put it into Google Analytics because we need to know what we're doing. We need to measure the data we have. And when people are giving us that data, we should hang on to it. We don't be blind to what's going on. And then you need to start faceting up this data. I think there are three big things that really count. The type of event you go to, like, is it a hackathon? Is it a conference? Is it a drink up? Is it a meetup? Is it a corporate visit? Is it a university talk? There's loads of different ways you can slice and dice this depending on how you operate, depending on how you're organized. And then what do you do when you get there? I have done all kinds of crazy things. I'm standing on stage before you now. I've been on booths, I've been to corporates, I've done all kinds of crazy stuff. They're all different types of things, and I've engaged with them in all different ways. And then there's who you are talking to. So, are they students? Are they product managers? Are they Ruby developers? Are they beer drinkers? Don't know why I look straight at you. They're, knowing who these people are, and you start getting these facets. Now, you can slice and dice this however it suits you. But when you start mashing this all up together, what you're going to start finding is that actually, hey, every time we do a demo to a product manager, we get a much higher rate of people coming in and buying stuff. This is my theory. So basically, what I'm trying to encourage everyone to do is think about all these different ways that you can get data, because it's out there. We know how to program, we know how to build stuff, and we know how to get at this. We just need to start recording it. So I kind of went out there and built an app for that. It's in beta. But anyway, so I will encourage you to go forth, do measurements, and evangelize happily. Thank you.